Hello there again, YouTube. It is once again I, your gothic host with the most, Knox Burzum, back to bringing more blasphemous banter. Today is yet another thrilling installment in 40 Days of Night, bringing you the comedy horror Killer Klowns from Outer Space to kick off Creature Feature Week. This one came out in 1988. It's rated PG-13 and clocks in a smooth hour and 28 minutes. Written, produced, and directed by the Chiodos brothers. Charles Chiodo and Stephen Chiodo, who are famous, by the way, in the movie world for creating their own props and prosthetics and all kinds of crazy wackadoodle costume stuff. They're really neat people. If you ever want to see some really neat stuff, kind of in the same vein as what Tom Savini does, do yourself a favor and check them out on Google. It's really cool. Any rate, we have our stars Grant Kramer as Mike Tobacco, Suzanne Snyder as Debbie Stone. We have John Allen Nelson as Dave Hansen. We have John Vernon as Curtis fucking Mooney, who is probably my second favorite character in this whole goddamn movie. He's great. And that's all you really need to know about. Let's see here. On the parental guide, it's not very bad. This is rated PG-13, mostly for the comic violence. Sex and nudity, very mild. Violence and gore, moderate. Profanity, mild. Alcohol, drugs, and smoking, very mild. Frightening and intense scenes, it's mild. It's something that you can, in fact, show your kids and have some fun with during the daytime near Halloween. If you don't want any more spoilers and you just want to know what my personal rating is on this movie, for its time, and for the job at portraying their characters everyone does, and for how good the costumes are, and how good the pacing is, and the fact that it genuinely makes me laugh, which is really hard to do, because I don't just laugh at comedies just because. Like, they have to be funny. I've seen too many movies to just have that knee-jerk reaction. I give this movie a solid 8. I think that it could be a little bit better if it wasn't quite so zany, because it does go to that point so many times that it's just comical. But apart from that, I love it. Actually, you know what? Fuck that. I'll tick it up one more notch. 8.5. Watch it. Find it. I personally own it on DVD, Blu-ray. I'm sure that you can find it elsewhere. Let's see here. Sorry, usually the wife takes care of finding out where you can actually, like, watch it and stuff. What we have on Blu-ray, which costs like $15, and frankly, it is worth it. And now, 3, 2, 1, you've been warned. So, your synopsis via IMDb. Students Mike Tobacco, Grant Kramer, and Debbie Stone, Suzanne Snyder, are on their first date at Makeout Point, and they are quite intensely conducting their own anatomical studies when they're distracted by what appears to be a falling star plummeting to Earth. Curious, Mike and Debbie investigate and are driving to a spot a few miles outside of town. They discover a weird, glowing circus tent. Unknowingly, Mike and Debbie have stumbled upon the site of an incredible phenomenon. The circus tent is in fact the home of a strangely alien breed, Killer Klowns from Outer Space! But these clowns are no laughing matter. They are carnivorous with sharp teeth as a crocodile, with teeth sharp as a crocodile, and they feed on humans. They use clown-related items to run after them. For example, a pink balloon in the shape of a dog to follow their scent, which is, by the way, fucking hilarious. They kill and harvest humans in a kind of pinkish cocoon, which are kept in their cave. They shoot the townspeople, and they instantly die and appear inside one of those cocoons when that happens. Mike and Debbie tell the police, but they don't believe them. In fact, they get in trouble, especially with Curtis Mooney, a.k.a. John fucking Vernon, the town's sheriff. He arrests one of the clowns and puts him inside of a cell at the police station. The clown proceeds to kill everybody in the most hilarious of ways possible, of course, including Mooney, whose corpse he uses as a kind of ventriloquist doll in order to scare Dave Hansen, the youngest police officer who has realized that the clowns are a real threat to the town. By shooting the one who kills Mooney right in the nose, he realizes that that is their one and only weak point, which is funny as hell, by the way, because when their noses get shot, They pop and explode with sparkles and confetti and glitter, essentially, and then they spin around real fast, and they kind of turn into this glowing mist of kryptonite, and then they explode. It's great. I love it. The clowns are really interested in getting Debbie alive, so they trap her at her home and they take her away in a huge balloon. Mike sees it. He and Dave go after the clowns. Mike and Dave rescue Debbie from the yellow balloon and then have to run down a pole, whatever that means. They reach the main stage. They go up a cake, which makes no sense, but I promise you this is what happens in the movie, where there is no way out and they are surrounded by more than 30 of the clowns. The always fighting stupid brothers, Terenzi and the brothers who own the ice cream truck in town, the Terenzi brothers, Rich and Paul, enter the place with the ice cream van through a wall. They talk through the microphone and order the clowns to leave Mike and Debbie alone. This creates confusion among the clowns, who seem petrified. They actually believe for a few moments, because there's a giant clown on the giant clown's head, on the ice cream truck, that these guys are in charge of them. It's absolutely just a gas. It's so stupid that it's funny. The biggest clown appears. I am Uber Clown, which is fucking hilarious, by the way. It's like this 20-foot tall goddamn, Godzilla clown. It's hilarious. The biggest clown appears and runs after them, destroying the van. Debbie and Mike leave the amusement park, which the clowns have made their home, as the flying saucer is about to leave. Dave is left inside with the 2-story tall clown, and he's run out of ammunition. The main clowns pick him up and are about to swallow him, when Dave uses his police star to tear the clown's red nose open, killing him, which really is how it ends, by the way. It's fantastic. So the things about this movie that are neat. The costumery in this is absolutely next level. The Chiodos brothers are known for Chiodos, I think. Chiodos. You know what? Like, comment, subscribe, and when you're commenting, let me know. Is it Chiodos or Chiodos? Any rate, they're very famous, like I said before, for prosthetics and for their use of different types of puppetry. They made these heads. I'm still not honestly quite sure how they work. I think what it is that when there's close-ups of the heads, I think it's just a head on top of a stand of some sort, and that they then manipulate it mechanically, kind of like in the old show Dinosaurs that used to be on ABC. I don't think that there's actually any body below the moving heads, because you'll notice that the heads don't move very much when they're walking around, because I think that those are just very well sculpted masks, and then when they're moving, like I said, I think it's animatronics. But those are great. Every weapon, like the synopsis said, is clown related. Like, there's a popcorn cannon, there's a cotton candy gun. That's the one that they use to instantaneously kill people. The popcorn cannon is great because it's basically tracking darts, which turn into clown seeds. If you let them alone for long enough, they'll crawl off into a dark hole somewhere and they'll just grow this clown maggot, essentially, that has a spring for a body and the head of a ravenous, sharp-toothed clown. It's hilarious. What more can I really say about this movie? It's fun. It's silly. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It has a rockin' soundtrack. I cannot remember for the life of me who the hell did the songs on this movie. I should really look it up here quick. I apologize. This is super unprofessional. Because it had its own, songs made for it. Here we go. Killer Klowns from Outer Space, performed by the Dickies. And it's great because that's the only real song that goes throughout the entire movie. It's literally about what it says it is. It's about the Killer Klowns from Outer Space. I don't personally know a better way to explain this, and I'm sorry that the wife isn't here to give her critique and her favorite parts of the movie. I know her favorite character in the film is the farmer at the very beginning, because it reminds her of a comical version of her father, my father-in-law, who is a dairy farmer. And the dog kind of reminds her of her dad's dog, Norman. Unfortunately, they are the first two to get killed, but their deaths are worth it. I get a kick out of the fact that the clowns drink their human victims through not bendy straw, a loop straw. Like, it's this 3.5 foot long loop to loop straw. It's just hilarious. Just trying to talk about this movie makes me laugh really hard because it is a genuinely funny movie. Like, everyone in the film is taking themselves seriously, but just seriously enough so that you have to believe that the world could exist. I think it's a great film. I think you should go watch it. I personally give this a solid 8.5 out of 10. I'm pretty sure the wife would give this an 8, so we'll split the diff at 8. Watch it, absorb it, become the clown. It is great. Peace, love, and heavy fucking metal. Enter the void. Welcome to Creature Week. Bye.